Our top stories tonight. NPA boss Shaun Abrahams denies reports that fraud charges against Pravin Gordhan have been dropped. Private security companies face a probe after the fees must fall protests. This is eNews Direct Weekend Edition. Good evening. I'm Melanie Rice.
And I'm Benito Bergatini. Good evening. You can comment on any of our stories by following us on Facebook and Twitter at eNews Direct.
Or you can check out our content on our website eNCA.com/direct. Well, NPA boss Shaun Abrahams is denying reports that he's decided to drop fraud charges against Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan. Speaking to news agency Reuters, Abrahams says he's applying his mind to the matter and hopes to make a decision soon. Gordhan is due to appear in court on Wednesday. The Democratic Alliance has meanwhile called for Abrahams to step down, saying he's not fit to hold office.
The DA says NPA head Shaun Abrahams should have considered legal opinion from senior SARS legal advisors before deciding to charge Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan. The opposition party is adamant Abrahams' failure to consider a memo which studied the retirement of then SARS Deputy Commissioner Evan Pillay and found it to be in order is baffling. It's called on him to drop the charges against Gordhan and then resign.
Lurch from one monumental blunder to the next. But this has been the most monumental of them all. And if these charges were preferred under these circumstances against somebody like Pravin Gordhan in the current circumstances, not that anybody is above the law, I'm not suggesting that for one moment, but to prefer charges of this nature against the sitting finance minister in such a reckless fashion is beyond shocking, and Abrahams should resign.
Abrahams has denied media reports that he's drafted a letter indicating his intention to drop the charges against the finance minister. He says he's still applying his mind to the idea and would soon make a decision. But political analyst Lukhona Mnguni says the writing has always been on the wall.
He was very clear in terms of reinstating the position of the NPA in society, saying that the days of undermining the NPA are over and he will act without fear nor favor. So in that grandstanding, and then quickly backtracked a few days after that, saying that the finance minister is welcome to make representations to him. I mean, as the head and the NDPP, by the time you are handling the announcement, it means that you have covered all the bases and you are actually quite sure that the case is concrete.
Mnguni warns the National Prosecuting Authority's image could be tarnished if the country's top prosecutor is forced to step down.
It would be sad if objectively it can be, I don't know how to say, proven that an NDPP has acted politically in a way by targeting the finance minister as part of a political chess game. And if that is the case, we are in much bigger trouble than we thought we are in as a country, because it means that the entire security justice system, criminal justice system, is actually now engineered.
Gordhan, Mahashula and Pillay are due in court on the 2nd of November.
Cooperative Governance Minister Des van Rooyen is in the news again. The Sunday Times is reporting that he visited the Gupta family several times in December, just before his appointment as Finance Minister. The newspaper claims it has information from investigators who worked on the Public Protector's probe into allegations of state capture. They apparently used van Rooyen's cell phone records to track his movements in the days leading up to his appointment. The newspaper claims Thuli Madonsela received the information just days before she planned to release the state capture report. Van Rooyen has withdrawn his urgent application to interdict the report. President Jacob Zuma's application is due to be heard on Tuesday. Private security companies are being investigated for allegedly abusing their powers on university campuses. The men in black, as they are called by students, often stand between the police line and angry students. They've been accused of using their shields, batons and pepper spray indiscriminately.
University campuses have been crawling with private security guards for weeks, and skirmishes between them and protesting students have become a regular occurrence. These companies are governed by a code of conduct, adherence to which the Private Security Industry Regulatory Authority is now concerned with.
One of our biggest concerns is the manner that private security industries are directly used to control the protesting students. Their function in terms of legislation, what constitutes security service, is to protect and safeguard persons and property. So their function should be restricted to that.
Various institutions have been utilizing the companies in an attempt to keep their doors open and keep protesting students at bay.
The regulating authority is currently investigating 20 cases of abuse by private security companies and their staff. In past cases, hefty fines and even arrests have been the outcome of such investigations.
Civil society organization Right to Know supports this and is currently conducting research into the industry.
They're unaware around the legislation around the right to protest and very easily and often violate one's right to protest. Stun grenades, rubber bullets. We've seen incidences in the country where live ammunition has been used. And so those are of great concern.
Private security guards are not allowed to make arrests as they have no more power than ordinary citizens. You have the right to record private security guards if you experience or witness an incident. Identity badges should be worn by guards on the front of their uniforms. Non-compliance or misconduct by guards should be reported to the PSIRA. R2K is also concerned that the private security companies all fund the regulating authority, creating a possible conflict of interest. Piladi Situsa, Cape Town.
The KwaZulu-Natal government has allocated 10 million rand to fund a commission of inquiry into political killings. 12 people have been killed in politically related incidents in the province this year alone. KwaZulu-Natal Premier Willis Mkhunu says while police are doing everything they can to curb the killings, the numbers are still rising. Mkhunu says the commission will also look into why arrests aren't ending in convictions. The commission has a year to finalise its report. President Jacob Zuma has wished the Indian community a prosperous Diwali. During the Festival of Lights, devotees around the world light lamps, candles and fireworks, symbolizing the victory of light over darkness. It honors Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. Let's take a quick look at news from around the globe. The historic Basilica of St. Benedict in the Italian town of Norcia has been destroyed by a 6.6 magnitude earthquake. At least 9 people have been injured and various buildings and historical churches have collapsed. Basilica of St. Benedict was built at the birthplace of the saint. Today's earthquake followed a number of tremors that hit the country during the week. A major earthquake nearly 2 months ago killed almost 300 people and destroyed several towns. A rally for U.S. presidential hopeful Donald Trump turned violent in Sao Paulo yesterday. At least 4 people were arrested after opposing groups clashed. Police tried to prevent pro- and anti-Trump supporters from attacking each other. And a group of Chinese students have created paper from vegetables. They used tomatoes, carrots and broccoli to make the edible material. The students came second at a national innovative entrepreneurship competition. They plan to print tickets with the paper. For these stories and more, go to eNCA.com/direct, or you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Melanie, what can we look forward to?
Thanks, Benito. Well, coming up after the break, rapper Cassper Nyovest has done it again. This time, he's filled up Orlando Stadium. Well, he's done it again. Rapper Cassper Nyovest has realized his dream of filling up the Orlando Stadium. Hashtag #FillUpOrlando trended on Twitter last night as thousands of fans headed to Soweto. Nyovest said he wanted to inspire the youth so they can dream big and change the world. After filling the dome last year, he next set his sights on the Orlando Stadium. The artist delivered on promises of a world-class production with a drone, LED screens, impressive lighting and a rotating stage. Nasty C, Babes Wadumo, Nadia Nakai and DJ Fresh also entertained the crowd. And Louis up next with all your weather details.
Welcome to the Weather Centre, everyone. The heat wave is continuing over the northern and central parts of the country, where temperatures rose above 35 degrees during the course of Sunday afternoon, while some areas in Limpopo got above 40 degrees Celsius. It remained cooler over KZN with lots of cloud cover, especially near the coastline, where there was also a few drops of light rain for some areas. The detailed forecast for Monday and in KwaZulu-Natal, the day will start off dry, but by afternoon there could be thunder showers over the northern interior, and by evening light rain is going to settle in along the coastline and the adjacent interior. We'll also see some light rain or drizzle around Port St. John's in the late evening hours. The rest of the Eastern Cape will be dry. It's going to be warm to hot for the interior of the province. Milder temperatures continue along the southern coastline, with Mossel Bay reaching only 21 degrees. Cape Town will be warmer at 24, some cloud cover passing overhead. And in the Northern Cape, we'll see partly cloudy weather developing for some areas. It's going to be another hot day for the province, although it remains dry. Very much the same for the Free State, with the heat wave persisting over this area. There could be a few very isolated thunder showers in the northeastern parts of the province. Sweltering conditions continue in the northwest. Patchy thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening from Mahikeng through to Rustenburg, as well as around Klerksdorp. And in Limpopo, we'll see some areas, especially in the western bushveld, getting into the lower 40s once again, and there could also be a few thunder showers in this area in the afternoon and early evening hours. Heading into Mpumalanga, and temperatures bounce back in the low veld. Skukuza, 38 degrees as a maximum. The heat wave continues for the high veld. And in Gauteng, best you stay hydrated, wear loose-fitting clothes, and stay out of the midday sun as the heat wave is set to continue, although we could have a few thunder showers. On Tuesday, it remains hot over most of the interior. A very good chance for thunderstorms over Limpopo, parts of Mpumalanga and into Gauteng. And on Wednesday, those thunderstorms spread into the central parts of the country and temperatures increase in the west.
Here's a recap of your top stories. NPA boss Shaun Abrahams denies reports that fraud charges against Pravin Gordhan have been dropped. Private security companies face a probe after the fees must fall protests. And that's a wrap from the eNews Direct team.